Hello and welcome to My Tales of Awakening. Just as the name implies, these are stories and experiences of my awakening journey. If you are here looking for advice or educational input or answers, I am so sorry to let you know um, that I don't have that. I am simply just sharing my new experiences as I work through them. With all of this, I'm really hoping that I find the souls that feel alone and that are just starting out. Because you're not alone. You're beautiful and it's a beautiful path. I cuss a little and I do smoke, and I have no advice to offer. So if that all bothers you, this is not a channel for you. I'm so sorry. I most sincerely hope that you find your tribe as I look for mine. And if you're sticking around, welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself a cup of coffee or tea, whatever you fancy. Buckle up and let's begin. All right, you guys. Welcome back if you're coming back to me. Welcome if you're new. I don't really have a very long one today. But I was kind of floored the other day. I've been kind of in a stagnant energy and like almost like a blocked feel, like a shielded. I don't know what it is that I'm sitting in, but it's been a while since I've been able to even have any kind of visions or any kind of anything while I'm meditating. And I have been actively trying, and mind you, I really have been trying. And I know that it's more of an ego thing right now, that I'm like, why isn't this happening? Like, why am I rushing things when I realize all of that. Like, I realize that it's the ego brain taking over, and maybe that's what's blocking me, that I'm supposed to learn and lean into divine timing. I don't know, or maybe I'm preparing for some kind of a big boom of some sort. I don't know. I don't know, but I kind of feel very blocked. And my little ritualistic baths have been kind of far and few in between. Um, I've been busy, and then by the end of the day, I'm kind of just pooped, and I don't feel like it, even though I know ultimately it would relax me and put me in a state of like, all right, I'm ready to go to bed kind of thing, right? Like they ground me, they, I don't know, but I do my best meditations in my bath, quite literally. But anyways, so the other day I went and I filled my tub. And I had zero intention of doing any kind of meditation whatsoever. It was just like, I just want to chill. I just want to lay back and just relax. And I usually don't even, if I have my phone, it's literally playing some sort of a guided meditation just to get me, like, that's only when my mind is scattered and I think about it and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a tough time guiding myself into a meditation. So then I just turn on, one of the professionals on YouTube and I take it from there. I literally type in guided meditation and whatever feels right at the moment. And then I look at the time, how long it's going to be. And I'm like, all right, that sounds cool. Let's do this one. So I don't really go with intentions of today I'm going to do this and this. I just, whatever calls out at the moment. But anyways, that was not the case. I was like, no, I'm just going to like veg. That's it. Like, I'm just going to fill my tub. And I had my phone. And like I said, I don't usually do the whole doom scrolling while I'm in my bath, because that's me time. That's not screen time. That's not, whatever. But like I said, I've been feeling blocked and I just kind of like, whatever. it is what it is. Like, who cares? Why force things, right? So I was doom scrolling through Facebook Reels, and this guy pops up, okay? And he's like, what's the closest seat next to you? And I'm like, the toilet. I looked over, I'm like, yeah, the toilet. And then it's like, what's the closest door to you? And then I looked at the door, and I'm like, okay, the bathroom door. And then they're like, the doors, he was like, picture the door opening and your child version of yourself is walking through. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm naked. But anyways, so I'm like, all right, let's play along, whatever. And he's like, you will know what age, whatever you're at, whatever fits. And I'm like, all right. And it's funny because it was like, my 9, 10-year-old self. And okay, circle back, 9, 10-year-old self. There was a civil war that broke out when I was 9, 8, 9-ish. My dad was gone for like, I don't even know how many months, if not a year. I would say 6 to 9 months. I am not sure of exact timing. As a child, that just seemed like forever. So, especially with the circumstances, it field oh my, felt never ending to me, right? So it was kind of like, all right. And whatchamacallit, so at that time we were waiting for my dad to come back, and then after he came back, we kind of immigrated as refugees, to a neighboring country, and then from there on we got our papers all set to come to Canada. And then that was that, like, circa that, like. So when I saw that version of myself walk through that door, I was like, all right. And the guy's like, okay, envision your child self sit down on the seat that's closest to you. And I'm like, all right, she's sitting on the toilet. And it's funny because I can like completely envision this. Like, I literally saw her. And I'm like, oh my God. And she looked sad and upset. And I'm like, I know what you're thinking. You guys, I was not planning on doing any kind of inner child healing. And there she was, looking all pathetic and sad. And like, and when I say pathetic, I don't mean to make fun, because it is me. I mean, ultimately, I'm talking about myself. But at the same time, she was going through big people problems in her little self. And here I go crying again. Oh my God, I have so much shadow work to do. So anyways, so now this guy on my Facebook reel is like, tell her what she needs to know. And there I am talking to myself out loud in my tub, praying to God that nobody hears me, because I was like, it just, words started pouring out of me. I literally paused the video. Because there was just so much crap that I had to say. So here I am telling her that, it's okay. Dad's going to come back home. He is safe. He's going to be safe. He will be fine. Like, you don't need to worry about him dying, And telling her, how exciting it's going to be that we're going to move to, the other country, and it's going to be for a short little bit, but that's okay. You're going to get very, very close to Dad again. Because I know I was I was Daddy's girl, man. I was Daddy's girl. And I'm like, it's okay. You're going to grow up. and you're going to marry this wonderful man that's your soulmate, and you're going to have 2 great kids with him. And here I am talking. So, and you know what caught me off guard? And that's why I'm crying, actually, mostly, I think. Mainly I'm crying because of that, because it caught me off guard. What flew out of my mouth at that very moment? I did not even know that that was even lurking. What flew out was, everything's going to work out, but the only thing is, you will never see Deda again. Deda is grandpa. Yeah. And then I started ugly crying. Because, you know what? He died in 94. Okay? We left in 92. January, moved to Canada June of 96. Or 92, I'm sorry, not 96. What the hell am I saying 96 for? But anyways, and I never saw him again. And I think of him often. I don't feel his presence as much as I do my other angelic beings. I'd like to call them my angelic beings, because whether they are angels or not, they are my angels. They are my everything, I guess. And I really do. I think about him very often, and it's just that crept up. I was like, what the frick was that? Like, where did that come from? Like, everything's going to be okay, but, the only thing that sucks is you'll never see him again. Like, literally, like, well, not in those words, but yeah, that flew out of my mouth. And then I just released, and I was ugly crying for like good 10 minutes. And I was like, what the hell? Like, where is this coming from? Like, I could have, like, touched on a whole bunch of other things that I talked about in my previous, if you listen to my Healing My Inner Child audio there. But, like, there's so many more, like, things that I can bring up that, like, hurt me or whatever. And none of that came through. This is what came through. So I was like kind of floored by it. And I was like, all right, okay, that's fine. Whatever. I released. I shut the stupid thing off. My phone, I mean. And I was like, yeah, okay, we're going to move on from this. Like, thank you, whoever guided me into doing this clearing, because I did not know that that was there. But, it needed to be done. So if divine timing, I guess my friends, like, there was that block. Like I said, I have been blocked, and I've been feeling blocked anyways. So 12/12. Oh, wow. Anywho, so let me reposition. I'm going to have a cigarette. I am a smoker. I know I say this often. I am in my car, away from the world, sitting in a parking lot, away from distractions of my dogs and my kids and my husband and everybody else. So, but anyways, sorry. If you guys don't like it, see yourself out. I don't know what to tell you. This is me. Love me or leave me. But at least you don't have to smell it. So, anywho, so that night I just kind of put everything to rest, and I was like, all right, I'm done with my bath. I had a tea and I went to bed, and that was the end of that for that day. The following day, I was going to bed, and again, the stupid reels got the best of me. And I had saved some reels that I wanted to revisit, because one of them was like a meditation reel that, like, it was like a 7-minute thing, and it was like basically sending out positive energy and light to the whole entire earth. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. I should put that into like my daily practice of doing that. Like, kind of as in a way, gratitude, but in a way, I firmly believe the earth and its occupants need it at the moment because it's an ugly world that we live in. So with everything going on, so I thought, you know what, it wouldn't hurt if I try and put this ritualistically into my every night going to bed thing. So I got myself ready for bed and I was like, okay, 7 minutes. I mean, 7 minutes, literally. Like, you can set aside 7 minutes and do a meditation that might or might not help something. I don't know. But in my mind, it helps. So I will say, yes, it does help. So anyways, I did that. And then I kind of like, you know, the whole freaking vortex of freaking reels and TikToks and shorts and everything else kind of, you fall into this, and I swiped, which in a way is a good thing, but in a way it's like you shouldn't be doing that because you weren't planning on doing that, so don't do it. But in a way, what happened next was it's some lady, I believe she's a minister of sorts. Oop, sorry, I touched my microphone. I just realized that. Anyways, and she talks about spirits and all of that, right? So she's like, she goes, oh, you've been wanting to get in touch with somebody from the other side that passed. And I'm like, all right, I'll play. So I'm like, all right, my grandfather, because this had happened the day before. So I was kind of still in the aftermath of what the hell was that, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm game. I'll play. I want to get in touch with my grandfather. Bring him. Right? So then she's like, okay, let's do a meditation on this. And I'm like, all right, let's do a meditation, girl. So she's guiding you through this. And literally, I don't even know how long this video is, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not sure how long, whatever. It doesn't matter. And she's like guiding you into this, right? And I'm like, all right. So then she's like, okay, close your eyes and envision you're standing in a field of whatever, of some sort. And I don't know if I'm actually jumbling up her meditation with somebody else's meditation at this point. But anyways, so literally you're walking towards this person, or you're walking in a field and you envision a person is standing like a ways away from you, right? And you're walking up, and as you're walking up, this person turns around, and I literally see my grandfather now. Okay. So I'm like, all right, that's really cool because he's never ever come through in any sort. Like I attempted before, but it was never him that would come through. And this time he came through, you guys. Like, I was like, wow, like seriously, like what the hell is happening, right? So anyways, so I'm walking towards him, and then she's like, you know, kind of like, say what you got to say, kind of thing. Like, but I know it's a reel, so it's not like she's going to give me like 10 minutes of time to sit down and talk to him. So it was kind of like more like, I miss you and I love you and whatever, right? And he was just standing there, not a word. He was just standing there. And then she's like, envision him giving you something, or giving you a message or something. I don't even know what the hell. Now, what I notice with myself when I try and channel, or if I am channeling, or is that even good verbiage? I'm not even sure if this is good verbiage as far as the description of, like, in meditations and stuff. I sometimes am visual, but most of the time it's symbolism, such as spirit animals come through, like a vision of whatever. So when she said envision, like, he's giving you a message of some sort, I don't even know what the hell it was that she said. but all I could see is like this whole field, and he goes away. It turns into darkness, and this lit up fox head like just comes up. And I'm like, a fox? Like, what the hell is that? Like, why am I getting symbolism? Like, why am I not getting some sort of like a message? I would like a message, please. Like, Dada, if you're listening to me, like, I would really like a message of some sorts. Like, give me like some sort of wisdom, or like the lottery numbers, or something. Like, that would be good. But a fox. Now, when I look up, hang on, I'm typing it out. When I look up fox animal spirit, it says the fox spirit animal symbolizes intelligence, adaptability, and sharp wit, acting as a guidance to navigate, or as a guide, sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I need to put my reading glasses on. And let me tell you, since I'm fumbling on my words, I don't think it's going to make it any better. But anyways, acting as a guide to navigate tricky situations through cleverness rather than force. Often associated with magic and transformation, the fox totem encourages thinking outside the box, resilience, and maintaining a playful yet discreet approach to challenges. Now, what I'm thinking is tricky situations through cleverness rather than force. That stood out to me. That really stood out to me, because I was like, I am forcing things. Like, I have noticed that, like, I'm kind of like thinking, I'm like, am I losing like my spiritual self to my ego self because I feel blocked? That's kind of like, I'm, for a good little bit, I was trying to force situations and force outcomes and force things. And I'm like, why am I sitting in stagnation? I'm sitting in a void. I'm like, nothing is happening. I'm trying to meditate. I can't even clear my mind enough to actually just, just be, you know? So I'm kind of thinking maybe he's trying to tell me, stop trying to force things. Shit's gonna happen and it's gonna unfold. Just chill the hell out. And although he was very professional and did not swear, so I would say he wouldn't tell me to chill the fuck out, but in a way, that's what I'm taking it as. So yeah, so I'm gonna try not to push things and force things, and like, obviously things are happening without me even, like, literally I stopped forcing. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do any of this, and it just fell on me. But anyways, so I got that fox symbolism thing, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. No, I didn't think, all right, that's cool. I was kind of pissed off, but I'm just saying, yeah, all right, that's cool. So I don't seem ungrateful, but at the same time, I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, seriously, like, give me something. But anyways, and then after that, it said, ask, she was saying, ask your spirit person thing to touch you. And I'm like, all right. And a part of me is like going, all right, like, touch me. But I'm thinking, yeah, okay, my brain's gonna freaking make this up, or I don't even know. Like, I'll just, whatever, in my head go, yeah, he touched my hand, or he touched my shoulder, or whatever. And as I'm going through this in my mind, which I shouldn't be, because I'm in meditation, for Christ's sake, and I'm telling you, I have been blocked and my mind just keeps going somewhere else. But anyways, as I'm thinking this to myself, I literally, you guys, I feel something running down my cheek towards my jaw, like from like literally like my cheekbone right around where my ear is, all the way down to almost like the side of my jaw. And I was like, holy frick. Literally every hair on my body stood. I was like, I was not expecting that. It felt so real. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, seriously, like, if I was drunk or high or whatever, I'd say, yeah, okay, like maybe whatever. But no, 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 there was none of that. Like, literally, there was none of that. I was like, what is happening? What is fucking happening? And then the meditation literally ended because she's like, all right, thank them and, have a deep breath in and out and la la la. And she like guided you back, like wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, yada yada. And I opened and actually before I opened my eyes, I was kind of scared to open my eyes because I'm like, is he going to be standing there? Because that felt so real. I was like so scared to open my eyes, guys. And I'm like, I know it's my grandfather, but at the same time, it's like, I'd rather just see you in a meditation, not like appear in front of me with my eyes open. Please don't do that. I will poop myself. Like, I can't. My heart would explode. I can't do it. I cannot do that. And I was so reluctant. I kept my eyes closed for a little bit. And I was like, when you like open one eye very slowly, just to like, all right, there's nothing there. All right, we're good. Like, I love him dearly, but I do not want to see his ghost. I cannot. I don't think I could ever. But that was such a cool experience, so mind blowing at the same time. So yeah, so that's what happened. That's what's new. Other than that, I've seriously been just sitting in stagnation, and I feel, and it's funny because I don't even listen to music anymore. Like, I literally just, like, I listen to, if I'm driving around and whatever, if I'm not on the phone, I'm literally listening to podcasts and whatever, YouTube people. And I have not been listening to the radio or any kind of music. So when songs pop up randomly in my head, it's not because I heard them the day before. It's because it's a synchronicity of sorts or a message or whatever you want to call it. So, and it's funny because while this was all playing out, the whole grandfather thing, that was around then, I believe. This was a few days ago. So yeah, it's about the same time. I woke up in the morning. I'm not sure which morning this was, but I woke up in the morning and I want to say it's a Shawn Mendes song. See, I don't even know. Hang on. I'm Googling. It is a Shawn Mendes song and it is Something Big. Literally listen to it. And I was like, all right, where are you coming from? So now, like, pretty much in essence, something big is really happening, whatever, I feel it in my bones type of deal. And I'm like, okay, all right. So my stagnation is maybe just the preparation stage. I don't know. I need to stop this. I really need to freaking stop this and just let it all just kind of unfold naturally. And I know that I'm a pain in my own ass, let me tell you. If I'm a pain in your ass, then I get it, but I'm a pain in my own. So figure that out. But anyways, if you're still here listening, bless your hearts. Like, literally, bless your hearts. I just ramble. Maybe I'm made for this job. I don't know. So, anywho, it was nice talking to you. I love you all very much, and thank you so much for listening. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Hopefully with like something really big that happened. I don't know. I need to learn how to shut up anymore. Anyways, all right. Talk to you guys. Love you. Bye.